Hi family, welcome back to Love, Life and Jesus with the Iyinoluwa. This podcast is where we have honest, vulnerable conversations about real life, the love of Jesus, the struggles we don't always say out loud, and the healing that happens in between. Whether you're tuning in again or you're new to this space, thank you for choosing to listen. If you haven't caught up on previous episodes, please go ahead and do that. And if anything in today's conversation resonates with you, don't forget to follow the podcast, leave a rating or comment, and share it with someone who needs it. I am your host, Iyinoluwa, and as always, I'm so grateful you are here. Today, I want us to talk about something very real, very common, but also very confusing. Love. Yes. And we're not speaking about just love as an idea, but the kind of love we actually experience in relationships. I don't know about you, but sometimes it feels like love is supposed to be this very beautiful thing. Yet, when we actually try to live it out in real life, it gets messy. So, let's ask the question, why is love so complicated? I mean, why is love so very hard? For me, this isn't just a random question. It's something I've wrestled with. Okay, let's talk. I mean, let me be real, as real can be. When I started dating my partner, it wasn't what I envisioned at all. And don't get me wrong, I love my man to death. Like, I love him. But as a lover girl, as someone that imagines a lot, I'd already painted this picture in my head of what my love life should look like. The fairy tale feelings, the butterflies, and the instant this is it. I'd already thought about, this is where we are going to meet. This is how it's going to look like. This is the job that he's going to be doing. I'd already pictured it. So when he came into my life, I didn't really think about it as maybe this is my partner or anything, because it didn't come in that direction. But as time went on and he was very clear about his intentions, I struggled. Now, don't get me wrong, I had feelings for him, but in my mind, the reality of what I was saying and the picture that I already painted, they did not match. And you see, it wasn't because there was anything wrong with him or anything wrong with the way that he came. It was just my past coming into play. Before him, I had not dated for 4 years. My last relationship before him ended in 2021, I think. And that relationship was very toxic. It drained me. It messed me up in many ways that I didn't even realize that I'd been broken. And you see, the one before that time, I lost him. So it had been a combination of grief, of heartbreak, of betrayal, back to back. After that time, I was single. And now me, I'm a lover girl. I love love. So in the 4-year break, I was asking, when will love happen to me now? Like, what's this now? I'm always thinking. And then there's family members that is always constantly reminding me of my age and how I'm growing, and time is not on my side. So every time I thought that this was going to be it, God will say no. Or I would now try to be friends with the person and find out that, what is this person? What is this? Please get out from my front. And so, because of all of those things, I started building this list in my head. I built it. I knew the qualities I wanted. I also added conditions. Like, I carried clay in my head and I molded this man. And because I thought, I'm the next best thing to jollof rice. I'm very good. I'm loyal. I'm supportive. There's nothing wrong with me. So I just need a man that comes correct and is able to know the right things that he needs to do. I didn't even think that there was any point that I was going to be the problem. I was like, this man has to come correct. And then he showed up. Mm-hmm. Do you see this, my man? He came as correct as a man should come. Shout out to you, my man. You would think that all of that will settle it, Abby. No, he did not, though. The moment he made his intentions known and he said that he wanted, in fact, he wrote me letter. And the moment I read that letter, where he said he wants me to be his woman, he wants us to do life together, hey, all those butterflies just flew out of the window. It was as if night has turned to day. And I'm like, wait, oh, how did you get here? Were we not just laughing and vibing? And I was dancing on video call. So what was going on? What do you mean that we should be dating? But I like this man. Oh. I really, really liked him. I was like, it cannot be that bad. Oh yeah, let's start this thing that you said that we should start. Let us start. And that was when the struggle came. The struggle started from that point because all of my trauma, my wounds, my baggage, and even the long break that I'd taken from dating, all of them just came into the surface at the same time. And in that moment, life was also lifing with me. So I started struggling because I had to be dealing with all of these things at the same time. And I started asking the question, why is love so complicated? I even remember that I asked that this thing is not supposed to be very hard. Like, it's not supposed to be this hard to fall in love. Boy meets girl, girl meets boy, the both of you like each other, and you decide to do life to it. Why is it now hard to do this thing? And you know that in theory, I knew what love was supposed to look like. If you asked me to say it, I knew it. But in practice, it felt like I was fighting Third World War. And you know that maybe the truth is it that love is not complicated because of what it is, but it is complicated because of what we carry into it. Think about that. Now, the question, why does love feel complicated? See, I've thought about it, and here are the few things that I think might make it very complicated. First things, our expectations. You know, we build these pictures in our head, like I did, from movies to Instagram to even our friends' stories. And when you find it out, you find that the reality does not even match. Because people paint a fairy tale, very perfect picture. Nobody's showing you the rough and not so good side and the work they have to put into relationships. So you are finding out, but this person's relationship does not look like it. But you do not even know what is going on in their relationship. And you now begin to think that something is wrong. But it's just your expectations. Sometimes our past wounds, the hurts that people carry, the invisible baggage, the fear of betrayal, the fear of abandonment, the fear of being vulnerable. You see all those baggage, it makes love harder than it needs to be. Our growth process. One thing I've learned from my own love journey is that sometimes it's not even the other person. It's just us. It's you. Yes, it's you. We are also still learning how to communicate, how to trust, how to forgive. And the thing that love does is that love exposes the part where you still need healing. See, love will expose you. I'm serious. Imagine that you are in the dark and then light just comes up. And while you were in the dark, you were naked. There was nothing for you to put on clothes. And immediately light comes up. You know that you want to cover your body. That's what relationship does. When you enter a relationship, you would put on light on that part that you need healing on. Also, I believe that love is a spiritual warfare. See, God orchestrated love, and love and marriage are very powerful. And the devil does not like unity, does not like peace, does not even like godly relationships. So the struggle is spiritual because you're coming together with your partner. It threatens the agenda of the enemy because the devil knows that if we allow these people stand and they get married, we're in trouble. So if you've ever felt like love is too complicated, you're not crazy and you're not alone, because at some point in our lives, some of us, we felt that way. Now, what does God say about love? In 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 4-7, it says that love is patient, love is kind. It does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud. Love always protects, love always trusts, it gives hope, it perseveres. I know that we know that Bible verse, we know it and we say it all the time. But you see that love is really not complicated if you're looking at it from the God lens. It's simple, but it is not easy. Love is work. And love is also choices. Like, it's a choice for you to stay. Love is two imperfect people showing up again and again. And that is what I learned in my own journey. I just realized that all I needed to do was wake up each day and show up for my partner. And if I can get through today, I'm able to get through to tomorrow. And that's how I've been able to get through the last 1 year with my partner. We need to understand that the complication usually comes from us. It comes from our fears, our pride, our brokenness. But God calls us back to the basics. Be patient, be kind, forgive, trust, persevere. That is love. That is love. So now the question is, how do we navigate love when it feels complicated? The first thing that I would say is that you surrender your expectations, like I did. I remember that when I was struggling and I prayed that ultimate prayer of, God, if this man is not for me, let everything scatter. 1 week later, I was still in the relationship, guys. I went back to God. Honestly. And I said, okay, now I know that this is your plan for me. Oh yeah, let's begin to work on how I can see that this your plan is beautiful. So what I did was I let God strip away all of the fantasies that I have. And that is what you should do. Let God strip away your fantasies and show you the reality of the love that is giving you. And let me tell you something, that this thing is real. The moment that I went to meet God as at that time and I said, I would have known if this man is not supposed to be for me. Right now, this is the man that you have for me. I know it. But the reason why this man is for me, I want to know it. And I did. And that shaped everything as to the way that I received my partner and as to the way that it just felt like, this is the gift that God has given me. Just surrender your expectations. That's the truth. The Bible says that the plan that I have for you, they are of good and not of evil, to give you a beautiful future and an expected end. That's what the Bible says. I need you to understand that there is nothing that you have thought for yourself that God has not thought bigger for you. So surrender your expectations. Another thing you need to do is you need to heal your wounds. We often have this misconception that our partner is supposed to make us happy. Yes, they need to contribute, but you have an obligation to yourself to make yourself happy. And we also have obligations to ourselves that we need to heal. Whatever you need to heal from, do the work by healing from it. Don't put the responsibility on your partner to fix what God can only fix. That's not fair. Do your healing by yourself. Take your hurt to God. The Bible says that He heals the brokenhearted and He binds up their wounds. God heals. I promise you, He does. Now, communicate with patience. Hey, me, I'm not a very patient person. But you see, my partner is very patient. Me, if I want something, I want it now. I want it done now. So when I'm talking like, my partner is very patient. So I learned how to communicate with patience. I learned how to speak my mind and give it time. That's the truth. And that's why sometimes love feels hard, because we are not really expressing what we feel. So we have to communicate with patience. Be patient. It takes time. It takes time. Be patient. Pray for wisdom. Me, I believe that you cannot do something without the person that invented it. God created love. The Bible says that God is love. God is the orchestrator of marriage. So you need to pray to God. Your love, your relationship, it needs prayer. Not just for your partner, but with your partner. The both of you need to pray together. And you also need to pray for yourself. You need to begin to take yourself to God. God, please, the part that is not for me, work it out for me. Pray for wisdom. And always remember the bigger picture. One thing I tell myself is that I did not orchestrate this love. I was on my own. And God, you said I should stay here. So if God has planted it, He will sustain it. But you need to walk with humility and grace. You need to remember the bigger picture. When I started dating my partner, one of the things that I told myself is that this relationship is going to work. I said it's going to work. So I was ready to do the work that it entails. And when it came, He did not say, let us be dating as time went on. No, He said that He wanted to marry me. I already know that it's from here to the altar. I told myself, I'm going to make it work. So each time that I want to flare up, I remember the bigger picture. And I remember that, okay, I'm going to give time and I'm going to give grace. Yes, love can feel complicated, but the complication might not just be a red flag. It's not everything that is a red flag. Sometimes it's just an invitation to grow, an invitation to heal, to let God reshape us. Because see, when I look at my own love story, I see it clearly. Love did not look like what I imagined, but God gave me what was way better. My love life is not perfect. It's not a fairy tale, but it is real, it is patient, and it is healing. And I say it with all humility that God knew what He was doing when He sent me this man. Because I remembered when we started and where we are now. Dating this man has taught me a whole lot of things, but most importantly, it has healed me. It has really healed me. So let me ask you, have you ever struggled because love didn't look the way you expected? What lessons has love taught you about yourself? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Love, Life and Jesus with the Iyinoluwa. If today's conversation spoke with you, please share it with someone who needs it. Leave a rating or send me your feedback. Remember that love does not have to be perfect to be real. Sometimes the complication is just God teaching us how to love better. Until next time, keep living, keep loving, and keep holding on to Jesus.